This good news that you are going to have at the beginning of this week, it's going to bring so much courage and optimism into your life, my gorgeous Aquarius, like almost immediately. Why? Because this good news that you are going to have, you will know that now you are going to be able to make a big change, to start big change in your life, because that is going to be leading towards a remarkable opportunity. So it's not only about a good news, but it's about this absolutely mind-blowing level of optimism you're gonna enjoy and you're gonna go through as soon as you become aware of this, because you will know that this good news, it's gonna bring a really big change into your life, because it's to do with a rather important opportunity. But what you need to remember is that you need to immediately jump in. You need to immediately be really direct. You need to be immediately assertive. You need to immediately make you're going to understand that you immediately need to make an important and rather bold move. And this is going to require from you to be decisive like never ever before. And this is only going to require from you to just prepare mentally. And how you're going to prepare mentally is like, you need to, as soon as you become aware of that news, as soon as you become aware of that opportunity, you just need a 1 day in order to rejuvenate yourself, in order to do something good to yourself, good for yourself. So whatever you consider to be a rejuvenation, whatever you consider to do in order to kind of recharge your batteries for just 1 day, and that is going to help you so much with your mental clarity, with your clarity in general, and it's also going to help you so much to prepare yourself for what's to come. Because after just 1 day of you doing something really good to yourself, maybe you will want to spend some time in the forest. That would be me. Maybe you will want to spend some time by the sea, by the water, because it's extremely spiritual and it has got a mind-blowing effect and impact on our lives, especially when it comes to us rejuvenating ourselves. And why is this so important? Because after just 1 day of doing something so precious to ourselves, we see things clearly. We see things in a completely different light, and something is going to come to you. Maybe this is going to be just a bit of a meditation for 1 day. Maybe it's going to be something like that. It's going to help you to ground yourself. For example, like go into the forest and find a little bit of ground like that it's not normally walked on, and just kind of untouched, if possible, and just place your gorgeous hands on the ground and just close your eyes and just feel it, feel the vibration, feel the energy, let it fill you in every single place within your body, within your spirit, within your soul. There's so many different ways where you can achieve this mind-blowing level of meditation, which is all what this is all about, in order to rejuvenate yourself. This is going to need to be just 1 day of you doing something like that to yourself as soon as you become aware of this good news and this big change and this big opportunity. Because I say to you, you need to jump in immediately. Immediately doesn't mean at that moment in time, but just the next day you need to do this. But beforehand, it's important for you to take 1 day out, and you will see why this mental clarity is so important, because you're going to realize something so significant here. You're going to realize something, something that you are capable of, that you didn't think that you are capable of. And this at this moment in time requires you to notice this. It is the part of your spiritual responsibility, but at the same time, it's pretty much going to make you aware of, when do you need to have a patience in your life when you wouldn't have a patience in your life. So this is where this is all going to lead to, my gorgeous aquamarini, indeed. it's like a lot about also, like, you becoming aware of an accomplishment here at the beginning of this week, which is going to kind of show you the way exactly what do you need to be dedicated to you at this stage of your life. But you must not let kind of let the fact that you need to be patient with this. You must not let that to take the better of you. You must not let this to kind of like make you think in a negative way, because it's not going to take as long as it's going to be like initially a kind of let's say obvious to you. Things are going to unfold in a much quicker and much faster way, quicker than you could have possibly imagined indeed. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are going to become aware of a really important reunion. There are quite a few different signs that are going to become aware of an important reunion. To me, it seems like this absolutely mind-blowing energy of these numbers that are actually going to do. This week is starting on the 13th, which is all about rejuvenation. It's all about transformation. It's all about moving on. It's all about like us realizing certain aspects of our lives have come to an end, but nothing is going to happen unless we start making the necessary moves. We need to get rid of the old in order to let in order to make a space for the new. This is all what you need to pay attention to, my gorgeous Aquamarini, indeed. So you are going to become aware of this, such an important reunion. This is to do with somebody who means to you so much, with somebody who you love so much, and that particular person loves you so much as well. And that in itself, it's important because it's also like, oh my God, this is mind-blowing, because it's to do with somebody who means to you so much, who is meant to be a part of your spiritual journey. I mentioned this before. This is so important. There are specific people in our lives that are meant to be our friends for the certain amount of time, that are meant to be in our lives for the certain amount of time, and then naturally people just go opposite directions, because that's natural. That's the natural progression. People kind of like learn certain things in their own way, and then later on they use this reflection in order to kind of like pay attention to certain aspects in our lives. So it's all to do with our spiritual journey. So our spiritual journey with certain people in our lives, with certain friends, it's normal to come to an end. That's absolutely normal indeed. But certain people who are in our lives forever, there are certain people, certain friends, or like whatever, they're meant to be in our lives forever, literally forever. And these people are very, very special. These people are very unique, and we share something so strong that it's so difficult to describe when it comes to these people. So there are some very special, so if people go their separate ways in life as friends, for example, at some point, that's nothing to be too sad about. That's normal. But what is to be very excited and very pleased about is those people who have been in our lives forever. There are some people that are meant to be in our lives forever, and they're very, very special. They're very sacred parts of our spiritual journey, because these people are meant to be in our lives forever, because we learned things from these people in our lives that we could never learn about ourselves by ourselves. We can only learn them through these people. The way these people look at life, we benefit from, so much. And the way we look at through our life, the way we can look at our lives, they benefit from us as well, because each time they can gain something sacred from our experience, and it's vice versa. It is just, we just fulfill each other at a time when we kind of stumble upon certain parts of our spiritual journey, and then we surprised each other with the knowledge that we each have about our spiritual journeys. So these sacred people are meant to be in our lives. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about somebody very special who is meant to be in your life forever, literally, that you are going to become aware of some kind of reunion with that person. And I'm not saying that you kind of drifted apart or whatever, but maybe you don't live in the same place, for example. Maybe you live really far, but you're still in touch. Do you know what I mean? So there is someone very special that is about to make themselves known to you. So you will become aware of this absolutely mind-blowing reunion. And it's more about like basically, once you do have a reunion with this very special and very sacred person in your life. They will tell you something. They're gonna point something to you. They will kind of like really on one hand inspire you to do something mind-blowing, like you are trying to do something, you're wanting to do something is on your mind, something was on your mind, but only this person can have such a mind-blowing impact when it comes to this. So you are gonna be able to get yourself going with and through that person. Nothing bad about it. I'm not saying that you need someone to tell you what to do. No, baby, no. You will see exactly what I mean here, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Through that person, you are gonna understand that it's time to start something that was on your mind, but at the same time, it's to do with you realizing like a lot about your own independence. Okay, you're gonna realize something. You're going to realize kind of a lot about your own independence, and then at the same time you are going to realize, like, you know, just like kind of something wise. That person is going to tell you something really, really wise that is going to help you so much to break free, that is going to help you so much to be yourself, that is going to help you so much, you know, when it comes to your own spiritual freedom. And this in itself, it's like so important, because at the same time this is going to start the process of healing. What this person is going to tell you, it's like really going to open your eyes, but it's also like kind of gonna more confirm something to you, certain things that you kind of like that were on your mind for so long, especially when it comes to you kind of starting to do something. Your eyes are going to be open, my gorgeous Aquamarini here, and nothing is going to close them ever again. And this is all stemming from you being emotionally through so many things. Like over the last 2 or 3 years, you hardly had a time to think about yourself, bless your heart, because you were helping so much to the main people in your life, and you were like giving so much to those people in your life that means to you so much. This is all gonna get back to you in terms of like spiritual rewards, like, oh my God, like there is no tomorrow. And now this is starting now. You know, karmic chargeback. Do you know what I mean? Not karmic chargeback, but karmic, like a massive karmic reward. Karmic reward, like absolutely brilliant, because it is going to lead towards your own independence. And I know that at a time you're going to be thinking no or yes, or no or yes, or no or yes. And the answer, what you're going to be kind of thinking what you're going to do or no, the answer is most certainly and most importantly going to be yes, my gorgeous Aquamarini, indeed. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, this is another important moment. You are going to have such an important chance here. An important chance, and this is really, really personal. So what this important chance is, you know, you are going to have an important chance which is going to surprise you. There are a few elements of surprise that are actually gonna happen at around the same time, but the bottom line is that you are going to have this important chance, and that important chance, it's going to really kind of, you know, make you aware of the fact that you are going to be able to come up with a rather peaceful resolution that is going to help you to move on. It's to do with an important compromise that is going to come through the actual communication, an important communication which is ultimately going to end a certain conflict in between you and somebody else. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, this is really important to you. I know that this is important to you. So you will have a chance to have a really peaceful resolution, and that be with you and somebody else. And this is going to help you to move on. And it's to do with an important compromise, but it's going to come through the actual communication, which is going to kind of mark the end of some kind of conflict in between you and somebody else. And that particular person that I'm talking about, it's like kind of at the moment right now is returning from somewhere. is returning from somewhere. That particular person that I'm talking about here is returning from somewhere, maybe some kind of travel or a holiday or something like that. But this is like just to help you out, like to kind of recognize who this person actually is. So this is in itself very, very important, because this was like kind of getting on your nerves for a while now. By the time you get to the last part of this week, it's, oh my god, my gorgeous Aquamarine, this is crazy, but it's good. You are about to overcome a really big obstacle here, a really big challenge. And this in itself, you know, it's going to be such an important time when it comes to your own progress. You know, you will realize that this is like you are making a big progress now when it comes to you overcoming a really big challenge and a really big obstacle. And this in itself, it's really kind of going to be so important to you because, you know, it is kind of going to help you to choose which traditions, you know, to embrace and how exactly to actually do this. You see what I mean, where this is all going to, my gorgeous Aquamarine. So you are at the end of the week going to overcome this big obstacle, big problem and big challenge that was affecting you to be yourself, and it was affecting your spirituality, and it was affecting you kind of maybe you didn't do in terms of being spiritual so much like you normally do. Maybe over the last year you haven't kind of done so much like you normally do in spiritual terms, in spiritual ways, when it comes to exploring, when it comes to you doing things, when it comes to you throwing yourself into your spirituality. Something just moved here. So basically, yeah, you know, these plants are moving, baby. But basically, yeah, so this, you overcoming a massive challenge and obstacle, you know, this was affecting you like be as spiritually as you can. And now that in itself, it's going to make you aware that now it's time to choose, you know, which traditions, you know, to embrace and how exactly to actually do this. And this is going to reflect on you in so many different ways, because now you're going to become extremely creative and extremely active, and you're going to realize your own power. And now you are going to realize that you have got a very, very specific skill. Like you're going to find this rather magical in so many different ways, because that particular skill, it's not everybody has this. It's something very unique and something very special about you. And this in itself, it's really kind of going to help you to visualize something and manifest your desires. Like, oh my god, so you are going to have a vision, you're going to visualize something here, exactly how you're going to actually manifest your desires. This is so important, you know, and at the same time you're going to realize that you've got all the resources you need, you know, inner and outer, my gorgeous Aquamarine. And that in itself, it's going to be absolutely brilliant, you know, because at the same time you're going to realize that, you know, the more you give in now into this, you know, the more you're going to get out. But at the same time, you're also going to become aware of someone getting some kind of a karma that they deserve. You're going to become aware of someone getting some kind of a karma that they deserve. So this is strongly connected with the justice. And this is going to mean to you so much. I don't mean to be horrible here or anything like that. Anything like that. But you knew for a while that someone is very naughty and someone is doing really kind of naughty things. Someone is doing really negative in your life, you know. Someone is doing really negative to somebody else who means to you so much. I know. Someone is doing something negative to someone else. Someone is doing something negative to someone else who means to you so much, who is directly connected to you, and they've been doing this for a while and you were aware of it. So now, again, you're going to become aware of some kind of a justice and some kind of a karma. And this is going to mean to you so much, because it looks like someone is going to suffer some kind of a consequences. But I'm not talking about someone nice. I'm not talking about someone horrible. I'm not talking about someone nice. I'm not talking about someone beautiful. I'm not talking about someone gorgeous at all. I'm talking about a rather dark entity here when it comes to their energy. Somebody very dark, and somebody who's like doing really bad things to other people, you know. Somebody who's like maybe like, I don't know, somebody's just doing really bad things to bad people. Somebody who's using people and things like that. So this in itself, it's also like kind of this, as soon as you become aware of this justice, this in itself, at around that time, it's not just going to be a justice. No, baby, know. At the same time, as soon as you become aware of that someone is getting their justice, at the same time, you are going to need to kind of make a quite important decision here. Okay, you're gonna need to make also an important decision here, my gorgeous Aquamarini, as well. And the decision that you're gonna make is going to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. So you're gonna do something very clever, very smart, and very sharp. You're very clever, you're very smart, you're very sharp, so it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. So you are gonna be able to protect yourself now from something like this ever happening to you in your future again. So it doesn't matter what was going on, it doesn't matter what was happening. The bottom line is that you are gonna come to on top with this, and most importantly, you are gonna learn a really valuable lesson, because you wouldn't be able to apply such an important, powerful, not solution, but like protection, to protect you. You know exactly what to do in order to protect yourself in the future, and in order to protect also people who mean to you the most as well, and also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, when it comes to the end of this week, you are somebody who is like a very much so an important figure, another person who is an important figure in your life, maybe like an older family member or someone extremely wise, or a friend who is like an older friend but also extremely wise, somebody who is very powerful in so many different ways, somebody who is very different, very unique, and somebody who is very successful. But it's also to do with somebody in your life who lots of people don't understand. It's like a Marmite, you either love this person or you either hate this person, and I know it sounds like harsh, but it's true. You either get this person or you either don't get this person. There's nothing in between, so it's to do with somebody very special in your life, through who you're gonna understand how to actually deal with a certain deceit. Okay, and how to deal with a certain person who has been intentionally lying, and this is not really nice, because it's maybe someone that was taking something from you, behind your back type of thing. So it's just like a basic, you're going to learn how to deal with this person in the best of the possibles of ways. Can you even say this? Look, see? We've got that person here. No, it's actually the doesn't matter. Firefighters. Yeah, so basically, through that person, you're gonna learn how to deal with that particular person, and someone doing some kind of like a lies, and somebody who's completely dishonest, and this is going to kind of make you aware of a strategy, which strategy to have, how to deal with that particular person without maybe at the same time upsetting people around who you shouldn't upset. I know it doesn't make sense now, but you're just going to understand how to do this nicely, and without making or causing too many problems indeed. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what your tarot card of the week is going to be. Okay, so I'm just going to see what your tarot card of the week is actually going to be, my gorgeous Aquamarini. What your tarot card... Oh my goodness. It just flipped out. Sorry darling, but I can't really ignore you, I know. So it's a Page of Wands. Look at this. Absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and this card just flicked out by itself. You see that you are really kind of going to you're gonna have something on your mind here. You're gonna have something on your mind from the beginning of the week, and what you are going to have on your mind now, I like it so much, because now it seems like that you are gathering momentum. It seems like that you are going to have such a moment of okay, I absolutely had enough of this. I absolutely had enough of this. You've been through so much lately. I'm keep on saying this, and karmically, I know I've been saying about this, but karmically, there was like a mind-blowing time right before the end of December 2022. Before the end of December, like oh my God, you know what I mean? Like the last 2 or 3 weeks, you know, or the last couple of weeks in December, you know, it was so much was going on in your life. There's so much was happening, so much was going on, and there's so much came to an end. And then at the same time, when New Year started, 2023, you just decided that you're gonna do this, you decided that you're gonna do that. But sometimes in this life, we can kind of decide to kind of stop with something, to stop doing something, you know, but then it's almost impossible to do it abruptly. Certain things just take time in order for us to have more time to reflect and to realize things, you know, about ourselves and about our lives. Sometimes there was a certain karma. When certain karma comes to an end with a specific person or a specific situation in our lives, you know, we just need a little bit longer in order to kind of have other indications along the way that are gonna kind of make us kind of realize things that we didn't realize before, which is only gonna be pushing us more forward in order to understand how much someone is a kind of like really affecting our lives in a negative way. From the beginning of this week, from the very first thing in the morning, my gorgeous aquamarini, you will know that now it's time. Karmically, there are a few bits and pieces that are holding you on to someone. There are a few bits and pieces karmically that are still holding you on to someone that came to an end. But you know this and you're aware of this, and you were like kind of waiting for this moment in time when you can do your gorgeous little snap of a finger. My gorgeous aquamarini, I said this before, you're one of the most powerful signs when it comes to making a decision. You do it with a snap of a finger so much quicker, like such a power, like God, so much quicker and so much faster than other signs of the actual zodiac. So this is so important. But now this is something that you kind of felt very much so connected to this particular person, and it's to do with like you just needing to gather a bit more time in order to have enough courage to kind of put something to an end, like complete, to cut something out of your life and just look at it, not even with an anger or sadness or negativity, but just look at it in such a way, you know what, I'm never gonna make this kind of mistake ever again. Okay, my gorgeous aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.